Namaste. My name is Tim Halloran, and this is a weekly astrological report for July 9th, 2013. And I apologize for being a day late. Yesterday I actually started my day by having a giant cup of coffee and then running outside and shooting the video and running inside and editing the video for 2 hours when the file corrupted because Mercury must be retrograde or something. And then I began to feel very insecure and sort of fell into an emotional funk because there must have been a new moon in Cancer yesterday or something. And anyways, I sort of felt that maybe drinking a huge cup of coffee and then doing my regular rant spiel the way I often do might be better to really feel things out and sort of sink into things a little bit and then try the report again. So I hope it's not too windy and you can hear me okay. A lot of feeling is happening right now. And the big question is how are you feeling? What are you feeling? What is going on? Yeah, there can be a lot of sudden changes and unexpected twists and turns when you're just stranded on a lifeboat in the middle of the oceans, drifting this way and that. We are at the whim of the winds and the waves, and we don't know where we are, and we don't know which way we're going always when there's so much water. You know, we got the Sun, Jupiter, Lilith, and Mars entering on Thursday, all these planets in the sign of Cancer, and Mercury being retrograde. Even though we may not have the future completely together right now, and in fact the future might seem the least determinable thing right now, what we can do is reflect on the past. And indeed, with Chiron being in an opposition with Venus yesterday and squaring the moon's nodes, it's most likely that our most intimate relationships, whether it be our lovers, our friends, or our family, is triggering and bringing up some old emotions, some old insecurities, some maybe forgotten childhood wounds or traumas, or maybe some deeply suppressed or deeply ignored or often run from feelings and thoughts can be resurfacing right now. And we are getting a glimpse at some old patterns and some old ways of thinking, and maybe learning about how they are no longer serving us anymore, especially if they're not bringing us what we truly desire as human beings, what we truly desire in this life, and this opportunity to be together on this planet. It might be a time with many of the astrology aspects pointing to the crumbling of the old patriarchy and the reintroduction of the feminine, that we are learning right now about some old, maybe patriarchal influences that might have steered us the wrong way in life, or maybe some walls that were put up as a result of living in this culture that isn't always oriented what we truly want in this life, but rather what we've been instructed to want in this life. Yeah, we've been instructed to take care of ourselves and to make sure that we have wealth to survive, and it's all a fight for survival and a dog-eat-dog world. And that's not truly the life that anybody really wants to live, but that is the life that we're conditioned into in this culture, in the modern day society. Now, when you are being raised in a dog-eat-dog world where you must fight for your life and compete with everybody else, there is not a whole lot of room for empathy. There is not a whole lot of room for considering other people's feelings, when it is simply about your own mouth to feed and your own survival. But this is not real life, actually. This is the sort of fear-driven, old way that is still deeply ingrained in all of us. And it is ingrained uniquely in each of us. Everybody has our own issues to work through. Everybody has our own wounds. But everyone has been wounded. We might be learning about right now the things that are brought up when it comes to empathy. See, what every human being truly desires at their core is they want true love, which is different than a mundane love. It is different than I'm going to have you like a possession, that way I can cling to you when I feel bad, and when I'm bored we can go to the arcade together kind of thing. True love is something that you share with everybody and everything, and it is a understanding that because I am essentially the same as you are in essence, I care about you, because I can understand your perspective, and I can understand your point of view. And even though I am not literally the same as you, I can understand what your pain is like, because we share that understanding. And as you start to awaken empathy, you start to realize that heartbreak is very deeply involved in this process. And indeed, heartbreak is something that many of us fear as we move out of this old dog-eat-dog, put up lots of walls to protect yourself world into the more out of your control, out of your boundary reality that we are in. Because when you really start to open up your heart, you start to feel what other people are feeling. And when you really start to open up your heart, you understand that a part of the process of opening up your heart and really accessing and allowing that inner nakedness to be shown is that there must be pain involved. For even if we have perfect human relationships, and we may have the perfect marriage or the perfect partner or the perfect friends, we have to understand that we open up our heart to human beings that, as human beings in material bodies, will eventually leave their bodies, and the bodies will return to the earth. So the more we open up our hearts to one another, the more we must accept that there is pain involved, that there is heartbreak involved. And yes, we must open ourselves up to our wounds and our weaknesses as a part of the process of opening ourselves up to love. And that is very scary to many people, especially when that nakedness and that exposing yourself is seen as a weakness or it causes a lot of fear. Today, Mercury is conjuncting the Sun and is continuing to move retrograde until July 20th when it goes direct. So until July 20th, we are going to be doing a lot of reflecting and a lot of looking back and maybe a lot of daydreaming. And we should really allow ourselves time to slow down and maybe do a little bit less caffeine intake, as I learned the hard way, and a little bit less busy work and running around, and allow ourselves to get into these feelings and feel them, and allow ourselves to get into the deepness and the depth of life. Yes, and with Jupiter conjunct Lilith now, and the North Node still in Scorpio, it has everything to do with our comfort zones being expanded, which is why it is so possible to feel like we are swimming around in the lower chakras, feeling as though we are out of control and all alone and not understanding and possibly confused. Yes, with Mercury conjunct the Sun today, it's possible that maybe the mind's going a little too fast and we should just allow ourselves to breathe a little bit and bring our attention back into our bodies and our feelings rather than our constantly analyzing and breaking apart minds. And these feelings have been ignored as the feminine energy has been ignored and suppressed for tens of thousands of years. And this is not always going to be an easy process. And it's not going to happen overnight. And we can't expect exactly how things are going to twist and turn. But what we can expect is that twists and turns are going to happen. There are going to be triggers that are going to be exposing our wounds. And there is going to be a lot of surrender asked of us on our behalf if we wish to traverse this ocean of feelings and make it to the other side, a little bit older and a little bit wiser. Yes, the reintroduction of the mother is asking us to surrender to her, to surrender to nature, to surrender to the processes of life, and even surrender to the process of our own heart's awakening. And we can know that if we are not always feeling on top, if we're not feeling maybe as if we're number one, the best, the achiever, the succeeder, the guy on top of the pyramid that everybody's looking up to, maybe it's not the best time to try and be that character anyways. Maybe we should allow ourselves to not meet other people's demands and really figure out and get inside and get in touch with our own inner feminine and discover what it is we really truly want. Because most likely it does have to do with our desire to get closer to other people, our truly loved ones, to spend more time with them, to have more intimate exchanges with them, to have a closer-knit community, to have a community that is more focused on caring for one another and talking about the real aspects of life rather than your average casino games and TV shows and sports matches. Maybe it's time that we get in touch with one another and we get in touch with one another's feelings as we traverse this ocean together. As I've been saying, if you're not feeling like you're going to get motion sickness yourself, it may be the opportune time to provide your own metaphorical motion sickness pills to others. Because this is very much an opportune time for us to be awakening our empathy. And if we want to become compassionate beings who have an idea or a taste of what true unconditional love is, then we must go through the process of awakening our empathy, of allowing ourselves to experience not just the pleasures and highs of life, but also the lows, because in those wounds is a wealth of information that is going to enlighten us. And in our insecurities, we learn about ourselves, and we learn about how we need to actually grow as people to become strong-hearted, which is different than an egoic strong, and hopefully we can become adequate servants of this earth and of our human race. And maybe we can learn how to make this world a better place, rather than repeating the old and stagnant patterns of the past, especially if we can feel and see them in all that they don't serve us. May we realize our interconnectedness with one another and understand how nurturing and caring for one another really is our highest priority. And in this light, through this learning and understanding, may we get in contact with our true and original mother, who is always carrying us every step of the way and providing for us everything that we need. So that way, even when the outside world seems very tumultuous and scary, and we don't know what to expect and things are changing left and right, we will know that everything is meant to be as it is, and it is simply the mother refreshing us as to what we actually want and as to what we came here to learn together. My name is Tim Halloran, and you can reach me at the link below where you can contact us for a Reiki or astrology appointment. I am wishing you the best, and may you be carried across this ocean safely and securely. Namaste.